Hey guys, welcome back to the Adventures of Mianna. Gonna do just a short one today because we're in a group and it's not so exciting, but we were doing some really cool soloing near the entrance to Lower Guck here. But I felt like hopping in a group today. But one of the reasons I want to make a video is I wanted to showcase the UI. It seems to be finally really got everything hammered out. So as you can see, I moved some of my windows around to give more view in the center of the screen. I'm using spell sets now, so I'm loading up my nuke spell set so I can do some nukage. I was just rebuffing a little bit. Got a lot of stuff going on, watching the buff timers on my group, and then my own buffs. But let's just take a quick look at the UI, see if I can pull that off and still manage to contribute to the fight here. You can see my HP, mana, and XP and all that over on the right, bottom right corner, kind of. And you'll notice that we have the blue line under in the XP bar. XP's at 88%, and you can even see how much into that percentage point that we are from that blue line. Let's see how it goes up with this vampire bat. Went up almost nothing on that vampire bat. But XP has been pretty good down here. Also notice a pet window. It's got sit and stand buttons working nicely, as well as the away button. It is shorter, but at least it's working. He moved the pet's name under the HP bar. I don't know what you saw last. I kind of wish that the pet HP bar was the same as the target HP bar, just for enchanter soloing purposes. But I think as long as I can see the percentage points of the HP, it should be fine with trying to balance out the HP when I'm soloing, making sure that the target mob and the pet's HP are relatively equal, so that when I break I can just kill them both with a single nuke. But yeah, we had a great session. I don't know if you guys know Lower Guck, but when you enter the zone and you come down that ramp, you turn right and then you swim through a river to get here to the bedroom camp. But there's also a direction you can go to the left, and there's like there's a hallway there with I think 2 or 3 living frog spawns. Then it reaches a little circular room that's got 3 or 4 living frog spawns, and I think there's 1 or 2 undead patrols that are walking through that hallway. Each of them is taking like half of the hallway in their patrolling. But once you get through that room, there's a staircase that's got no mobs on it, so it's a great staging area for soloing. And I was up on that staircase. When the undead patrol, he would come right up to the edge of the staircase. He was mez and charmable without being in aggro range of anything else. So I charm him, then I peek inside the room. I think there were 3 spawns in the room now, and that's perfect because we're looking for an even number of mobs. So we got a patrol and 3 spawns in that room. We charm the patrol, calm, and then pull one of those mobs, pull him back onto the staircase, safely distant from any ads, kill them both, and then there's 2 left in that room. Calm one, charm the other, pit them against each other, boom. And we were just rocking, killing those 4 with the fast respawn. That was just about perfect. I mean, I was tempted. Sometimes I'd be sitting on full mana for like 20 seconds. So it was just like boom, 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 kicking the XP out. Things only went wrong once when I had just freshly rooted the target, pulled the pet back to break charm, and as I was casting invis, I saw your root has worn off. And you know, like when you know you should do something, but part of you is just like, I don't want to do it, so you just kind of like ignore that thought. That's what I did with the root break. I'm like, you know what? I don't want that problem to exist, so I'm just going to ignore that root break. I'm still going to break this charm and root this pet. And then after like a few seconds, I was like, wait, what am I thinking? You know? And so I rooted the pet after I broke the charm, and I ran over there only to see I was already getting attacked by an ad. So then I rooted that ad, and then ran after the slowly fleeing mob. He had low HP. Started casting a nuke, and I got another ad. Anyway, long story short, so I'm sure you can imagine what happened then was I had well, the first mob I tried to root, he resisted the root, so I ended up having 2 or 3 mobs on me. Of course, the pet that I had left way back in the beginning of all this He eventually unrooted too, and I'm running to the zone line. I was so close. I was like literally 2 or 3 steps from zoning out, and I got hit in the way that stuns you, makes you spin. And I watched my HP go from like 30% down to 11%. And then once I finally regained control, I had to like angle myself towards the zone and died. And what's worse is I think I trained some people that were hanging out by the entrance, and I saw them when I was running up the ramp, and I did a quick, auto run, set auto run, and tried to train in OOC. But at that point, it's like we already know, because the mobs are on top of us already. So I felt bad about that, but things have been going so smooth. It's just a random route break at the wrong time, which is I think extremely rare because I got I think a decent level above these guys. Because I was getting maybe 3 to 3.5% for every 2 kills. And usually it would be better. Whoa! Okay, so we're gonna need a mesmerization. Hopefully we don't get ourselves. There we go. I'm trying to sick the pet. Here we go. How are buffs doing? Looks like clarity's dropping. Wow, this is not the time for that. Do another mesmerization. And amidst these mesmerizations, let's try to mem clarity. The cleric's clarity's got 15 seconds left, as I can see on my spell timer. She's probably watching it flash. Boom, there we go. Sport could use one as well. Oh, I forgot to sick the pet. Busy life, you guys, busy life. Okay, Doodle needs a clarity. Breezer is next. Sick the pet again. So I've got my pet. I got an assist key that also sicks the pet, and it also hides corpse. So I just push one, targets, pet goes in, corpses are hidden. I'd rather not even loot than, deal with accidentally looting a corpse when I'm trying to, angle my camera around and stuff. It's just so annoying. Alright, so let's see how we're doing on the buffs. Let's see. Breezer, Doodle, Miracle Sport. Miracle Sport, Breezer, Doodle. Yuckers is a monk. He's got 3 minutes. They got 3 minutes left on their haste. So that'll be the next buff that we throw out. Let me load up my nuke spell set. So you see, I right click on my spell button over here. I've got Charm, Nuke, and Buff. Those are mostly for soloing. So I need to create like a G buff and for group buffs, because my buff thing, oh, charm break, my buff thing does not include, it's got nothing for like it doesn't have augmentation or any of the buffs that I might need to give group members but that I don't give myself. But it's super convenient, and one of the reasons that I shied away from it initially, if you watched another video I mentioned potentially not using it, was because I was worried that it would unmem all the spells and then remem all the spells for the new spell set. But it doesn't do that. It only forgets the ones that are not part of the spell set. And so it's more efficient than I thought, which is great. But here I am, 92% in, about to hit level 34, which has got some new spells. Trying to sick the pet, but he doesn't seem to want to go. Let's go to individual mezzes on these bad boys. That way I got a timer for him. Pet break again. Not good. But the cleric is on it. She is awesome. She's watching for the pet breaks and helping me with the stuns. So kudos to Miracle here. I got a crying baby behind me for some reason. Of course, he resists my color stun. So this is about as busy as it gets, right, boyos? But I'm loving it. I'm feeling comfortable in this class now. Of course, he has to nuke me. You know what? Then you can take a color shift stun. There we go. I'll slow you down. Now we gotta redo haste. Got 20 seconds left on the haste. Tank looks like he's getting ready to leave. Yuckers needs it again. We're using augmentation. I'm busy enough without having to try to keep up alacrity, which only lasts for I think 8 minutes or something. I'd rather get the full 27 minutes of augmentation, even if the haste is a little less. So be it. And the pet needs it as well. Sicken the pet on this pop. So, other updates. The reason that the UI... Oh, yes, I forgot to even watch when I cast a spell. It'll say color shift. Boom, it tells you the name of the spell you're casting. Very cool and very helpful, because sometimes I hit a hotkey and I'm just worried, did I cast the right spell? Now I can see pretty clearly. And that's only works on the UI if you have the most recent version of Zeal. Zeal also, the most recent version of Zeal also helped a lot with the mouse sensitivity in the camera. And it allowed us to individually adjust the sensitivity for for the X and Y axes separately, as well as separately for the third and first person X and Y. There we go. But it's see, I've got it really smooth and easy now. And if you sit down and you hold down the left mouse and you turn, it'll let you pan around. Super cool. So again, that's the new Zeal, and you're looking at the latest edition of the UI made by my friend Calmethar. I custom edited it. He put some stuff in an extras folder, and I used it for the classic spell icons. So if you look in the upper right hand corner, you see I've got the classic spell icons. I like them for some reason. See, now I want to be able to nuke, so I just switched to my nuke spell set, and boom, my nukes are memmed, ready to go. But they have a global cooldown, so I won't be able to nuke on this one. We've got no tank right now. Our tank just left, so Yuckers, the monk, is the new tank. Gotta put his name in my assist thing, and then another pet break. Let's see if we can get a nice view on getting control of this guy. See, you can see the red coming off the pet. That's the cleric stun, so she is really on it. Even though the last break was pretty recent, I'm still retashing, get maximum duration, because usually in the beginning this pet was holding like well past tash wearing off. This guy is getting unruly lately. Wow, he heard me say that. He didn't like that. See, I'm not going to tash again now, because I literally just tashed. So yeah, super busy. But I love it. Because literally everything you do is so impactful. Everything, every mess, huge. You know what I'm saying? Every buff, clarity, augmentation, or alacrity, huge. Charming, huge. Like every little thing you do is huge impact in how what your group can survive, how quickly it can kill, just in so many different dimensions. See, the guys are still dying. I better, dude. What the hell, man? That's like 3 breaks in like the space of a minute and a half. It's getting insane. In the beginning, he was so good. I must have typed in the name wrong of the for the assist. Let's see. Yuckers. Yukkers. Yukkers. It seems good to me. I don't know why it's not working. Huh. Who is Rogok? So we need a magic resistance. We're gonna need to haste the tank. Okay. Magic resistance for him. Magic resistance for me, because I don't want to mez myself. And might as well throw the tank a magic resistance as well. And let's give him augmentation. We're low on mana, but I think Charm should hold. And I guess we have a new assist to set up. Now we're at 35 mana. Rogok. Okay, let's see if it works. Go. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't working before. I checked the name of the monk and seemed right. He's got a pretty good sword, I guess. 25 and 40. I don't know how good that is, but whatever. What does he con? He's higher than us, so yeah, he'll be a solid tank. We're good now. Alright, so we got 5 minutes to relax. In 5 minutes, sympathetic aura is going to wear off of me. So I got to redo that buff. So the cleric is interested how I knew, because a couple times when all the mobs were down and we're chilling, I was like, I'm gonna break pet and recharm. They're like, how do you know when to break pet and recharm? And I said, well, when the tash wears off, because then their magic resistance is up and there's a higher chance of it breaking randomly. So you might as well just break it in between combat, so it's doesn't break as much in the middle of combat, hopefully. Alright, Mianna, come help me split these, please. Okay, one sec. Let's tell the pet to wait here. Let's see if we can't get the one in the back for a calm. Can we get that other one back there? Yes, we can. And another charm break. Wonderful. This guy is ridiculous now. Whoa, stuff's getting a bit out of hand. Just gonna throw a stun out. Area stun. Alright, let's pull up our nukes with our spell set thing. Boom, boom. There we go. Now, we only need one of our buffs, so I'm not gonna load up all my buff spell set thing. I'm just gonna grab that one spell. Wow, another charm break. Alright, we might need another mesmerization just because I'm lazy. I'm tired of trying to target, you know what I mean? So we're gonna hit them with a mesmerization. Boom. We'll remez that guy. He should be good. Alright, sorry. Trying to help Miracle deal with Nparse. She's trying to set up Nparse. Alright. So, yeah. Again, back to the UI. If you look at the buffs on me, bigger windows with text, and the duration is no longer sitting on top of the buff. before the duration was sitting on top of the buff symbol. Made it really hard to tell what the duration was even for, if you know what I mean. So now it's much cleaner. I feel like it's reached its reached perfection, so to speak. Again, the only thing I would like would be able to make this pet window longer, same length as the target window. But only on this character do I care about that at all, and only a little bit since, oh, it looks like my clarity's wearing off. Let's load our buffs. Only a little bit since I do have the percentages, so it's not a big deal. Let's tash the mob. Oh, I loaded buffs, so I don't have tash up right now. My clarity's dropping. So yeah, it's a busy life being an enchanter. Oh, looks like my sympathetic aura dropped. I didn't even notice. And I was just watching Classic, and he was on his live, actually live, and another break. Wow, really? I'm not sure if I need to use the Mez. Might just be able to go straight charm. Oh shoot, I can't retash. Shoot. Well, I gotta load the charm set now. Okay, now we tash. And charm. Just in time. I still gotta do buffs though. My major shielding's about to wear off. So yeah, incredibly busy, but we are at 99% and that's almost full. So I think literally the next kill, if it's not a bat, should give us our level. With our level 34 comes some new spells as well. So that'll be really nice for us. Oh, I shouldn't nuke. I'm a little bit low on mana. It was a vampire bat, so we did not level. But we're like incredibly close right now. Literally the next kill is gonna do it. Sorry, I'm chewing gum. It's probably not the greatest thing to do for a video. It's probably getting picked up in the mic. I also am trying to remember to put the mic to the side of my mouth since I don't have the cover for it, so you don't hear my breathing. But I only just now thought of it, so if it's been on there the whole time, sorry. There we go. Ding, 34. So what spells does that get us? Let me see, where did I put them spells? I'm opening a bag and I'm not seeing it open anywhere. Oh, that's because it's behind my spell tracker. Annoyances. Alright, and it would turn out to be a completely useless, unrelated bag anyway, so. You're not seeing my spell tracker. I did not feel the need to make it visible to you. I've shown it to you before. Alright. Oh, and another charm break. Good times never end here. With this fucker. This fucker. Now, if you're wondering how I'm casting spells in such rapid succession, you should already know. So if you're wondering, I'm going to tell you. Probably nobody here at this point is wondering. But just in case you are watching, you're like, how is he casting spells so much faster? What about that global cooldown? Well, if you have a clicky item, in this case I have my J-boots, you can click them, and clicking them resets the global cooldown even before it should already, like even when it should be unresettable. So after you finish casting a spell, you quickly hit the hotkey for that clicky item, or click it if you want. I think hotkey is much easier. And then you're able to start casting again real quick. So really great for enchanters who are dealing with charm break situations. Or even other things like mezzing. You know, you like mez one mob and you hit that and click on the next mob so you can quickly mez the next one. Now the trick here is trying to target, got him. Rogok's getting hurt a bit. We were able to mesmerize that skeleton there. Alrighty. Now I forget what I was about to do or say. Oh yes, I was going to take a look at the new spells, which I already have on me, probably in this bag. Okay, so we're getting Anarchy, new nuke, very nice. Greater Shielding, new shield. And Trance, a new super long duration mez. I think it's like 75 seconds to start. Rune 3, much more damage absorption, great for soloing. Cast Sight with like a see in the dark kind of thing going on. And Radiant Visage, which is a new researched charisma buff. So much more. So we're gonna get a huge bump to our charisma. The new rune will make us really awesome for soloing. I don't use runes until I have to. So what'll happen is when I'm soloing, I'll just be soloing and no rune up. And then after I take a beating, get down in HP, then I will throw on troll form. And if my HP is low enough, if it's like 65% or lower, I will throw on troll form and throw on a rune. And the rune will protect me so that if something goes wrong when I only have like 60% HP, the rune will compensate for the HP that I don't have at that time. And yeah, it seems to work quite nicely. Let's take this stuff. Now you see I haven't been looting. That's because my assist button, again, also causes the corpses to be hidden. So we're going to tash the mob that we have messed, because what we're going to do is we are going to nuke it. And we want the nukes to land. These guys have seemingly high magic resistance. We got full mana at the moment. There we go. Let's nuke them again with our little nuke. This warrior is having trouble holding aggro against us, unfortunately. The paladin was doing a much better job. Now I'm really understanding, you know, what they say about the paladins and warriors. I get it now. Warriors just don't hold aggro. They don't have the toolkit, you know. All they got is like taunt. You can see my ghoul tracking something that's patrolling. Oh, yeah, his way. What the heck? That was weird. Where is that guy? He got away. Where's he going? Uh-oh. So someone's killing an entrance. So I was just explaining, some guy's like, oh, he didn't aggro. And I'm like, yeah, he didn't aggro because he's still engaged with whoever was hurting him before. Sorry, finishing the little story. Yeah, whoever was hurting him before, he's aggroed to them. But what's going to happen is he's going to run by his friends, and then his friends are going to run this way. And they're also not going to aggro if that other player is still in zone, because they're working on that particular group. They might aggro on the way. When they walk into us, they might aggro. But they probably won't. But after they go over and kill whoever had that initial mob, then they're going to trail back through here and they will aggro. But, you know, if you let a mob like that get away, there's no way you're just like, oh, whatever, I'm just going to keep hanging out in the zone, you know. So I'm pretty sure whoever that was either had died. No, if he died, the mob wouldn't run away. So he must have just been like, oh crap. Probably an enchanter like me. You know, probably had an early root break, just like I did. You know, you root the target, you start to break invis to kill your pet, then the root wears off. And if they're only down to 18%, they're still moving pretty fast. I haven't been breaking. I've been keeping the HPs really, really close and even with nukes, with always what's it called? I gotta nuke this one. I'm full mana. Always charming the mob that doesn't have a weapon, and sicking it against the one that does, so that my pet is the loser. Using slows, I've gotten pretty good at timing the slows and nukes. So usually the mobs are like, they're within a nuke, like 10%, around 10% when I break charm. And when they get down to 10%, they're walking much slower. But that one that ran by us was at 18%. So that might have been part of the problem right there. Of course. Mr. Kavite is back. He is back again with more pleasure for me. And he made like a, for a while he was gone because he's like, well then I guess I shouldn't comment on your videos. For those of you who might be seeing this and don't know, there's this guy who's kind of like a troll, but it's almost like an unintentional troll. He just got a really like condescending attitude to people when he talks to them. Like to the point of like, this guy is not quite there, like that kind of level of like, wow, would you really be that rude and not realize it? So I'm still on the fence of whether he's like just trolling and pretending like he's not doing it on purpose, or if he really is not doing it on purpose and he just has that much of like a condescending, negative approach to social interactions with others. And it's interesting. If he is trolling, kudos to you, dude. You're doing a very subtle, deep job of it. But anyway, he got mad because he was like disrespectful, and I snapped at him a long time ago in a YouTube comment. And then I brought it up with Classic. He's like, oh, is that Mr. Kavite? And Classic knew him because he had this problem with this guy too for like months. This guy has snarky comments, and then he finally blocked him. So I was like, oh, so it's not just me. This is a hobby for Mr. Kavite. This is his hobby. It's being a snarky asshole on YouTube comments. So, he's like, I can't believe blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe I should just not comment then. I'm like, yeah, I just hit like on that. He's like, maybe I'll just watch and I won't say anything. I was like. But I knew he couldn't hold his tongue forever. You know what I'm saying? The temptation would be too great. There's a nice stun to stop that wizard from casting. We're lucky, no charm breaks for a while. Oh, did I let clarity drop? Gotta bring up the buffs. Let's give everybody their C. So anyway, recently on a video I was like, I wonder if there's a variance in the proc chance for Ghoulbane. Ghoulbane is a paladin sword that procs a huge nuke called Dismiss Undead. And to give you an idea of how big this nuke is, it does like 150 damage. And you can proc at level 20. Now, a level 20 cleric doesn't even have... It's a cleric nuke, right? Level 20 cleric doesn't even have that. We get it at like 24. So the guy is proccing this stuff. He should not be able to proc. Charm breaks always when I just loaded a different spell set. It's so annoying. Anyway, so he says it depends on magic resistance. Magic resistance will reduce the chance to proc. And I'm like, reduce the chance to proc? That seems a little counterintuitive. And Calmethar, my good friend Calmethar, comes in and says, yeah, well, what it'll do is there's a higher chance that when the weapon does proc, if the mob has the magic resistance, he will resist the nuke. And I'm like, I said, well, the way that Mr. Kavite worded it, because I engage in good faith, if he will engage, you know, respectfully, I will respond in kind. So I was like, well, see, the thing with that is it doesn't seem like a mob's magic resistance would affect the chance to proc. It would affect whether or not the proc is resisted, but not the chance to proc, right? That's like saying, let's say I had a flamethrower, and it was like set to randomly spurt flame. Randomly. So sometimes it's randomly spurting flame, sometimes it's not spurting flame. And I have a car. Now, if I put fireproof paint on my car and put it in front of the flamethrower, it's not going to change how often the flamethrower spurts flames. I mean, that's independent of the fire resistance on the car. It will make the car more durable to the flame, but it's not going to change how often the flamethrower shoots out, right? So I'm like, it makes sense that it would change how often the proc is resisted, but it doesn't make sense that magic resistance would cause the weapon to not proc, but it's possible. It's possible magic resistance could affect the proc chance. Where are you hearing this? Where did you get this idea? And then, of course, any pushback, any argument with Mr. Kavite, and he just goes off. He just can't take it, man. So he's like, oh yeah, well, I guess, magic resist debuffs don't do anything. They're completely useless. We shouldn't even use them. You shouldn't even use Tash in your enchanter. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, whoa, dude, like, all I'm saying is it makes sense that the resistance affects whether or not the proc lands, but it does not make sense to me, and I'm open to hearing your case, but it does not make sense to me that it would affect whether or not it procs at all. Like, a mob's magic resistance probably doesn't affect that. And then I'm like, were you doing it? And when you say that, like, because I say that, I'm saying that magic resistance is null and void and debuff spells are useless, it's called a straw man. It's called a straw man, dude. You're picking a vaguely related idea that's clearly wrong, and you're saying that that's what I'm saying and ridiculing me for that. That's called straw manning. So you need to chill, dude. I said, you're a sour apple. You need to chill. And then he just came back again. Hold on. I gotta do my job with the group buffs and the charming and the killing. It's almost time to log off here. Mother, are we gonna go out somewhere? Mother. Oh my gosh. My wife is stressing about something, I don't know. It's a hobby. She's probably angry at me for playing games, even though she said the kids play games, so I play games, and so I'm playing games. So anyway, I called him a sour apple, and he said, what did he say? I almost want to read the entire freaking thing, because it's just juicier that way, isn't it? It's juicier that way. To hear the exact wording, it's like, you know what I mean? Okay, so his initial comment: more procs on lower mobs because of lower magic resist. And I say, magic resist affects proccing at all, or do you mean more of the procs land? Seems pretty clear. Calmethar. Yeah. Another charm break. Of course. Oh, and of course I'm still on my buff spell set. I give up. You guys are just have to live with whatever you've got now. Tash. Charm. Okay. So Calmethar says, yeah, they can be resisted like spells, but it only had it happen with the name skeleton and basement. They're at 25, so white Zeal give some resist. Otherwise, it's purely dex and attack speed based how much you proc. There's a little guide for it on the P99 wiki under weapon procs. Lesser attack speed, more delay actually gives more procs. Spell procs are somewhat different though. They are proc individually from weapon procs and not off dex. I said, what I'm wondering is, does magic resist? And then I reply, I should have read more closely. I didn't read all of his comment very closely. He answered it. But yeah. You know, sometimes we're not careful. We're being me. I don't know about you. What I said, what I'm wondering is, does magic resist reduce proc chance? Or just gives a chance for proc to be resisted? Or both? He says just the latter, quite like spells. That's exactly what I was thinking when I heard Mr. Kavite. And then Mr. Kavite finally replies, the higher you are than the mob, the less efficient is the mob's magic resist, meaning you land more procs. Okay, so he agrees. Magic resist reduces a proc chance, and it can partially resist the proc. So a weapon proc for 40 can hit for anything from 1 to 40 if it lands, and the same for spells, basically. So magic resist reduces proc chance. This seems counterintuitive. I said, where'd you hear this? He's directly saying now magic resist reduces proc chance, and it can partially resist the proc. So he's saying it's both. Magic resist both affects whether or not it's resisted and the chance of the proc happening at all. So that's a big claim, right? That's a big claim. I said, this seems counterintuitive. Where'd you hear this? Instead of like saying, oh, I heard this here or there. This is how I know this. Mr. Kavite says, never mind, man. Magic weapons on ghouls do not exist as a thing. Resist debuffs is not a thing, but a joke in your mind, and are useless, etc., etc. So why do you bother using Tash on your chanter and the various Melo spells on your chamois if resists are not a thing in your head? I knew he would come out eventually. He couldn't, he was trying to be like chill for a while. And then when people don't just like say, yes, master, after some point, because he really thinks, he's always saying how he knows so much because he's been playing since such and such a date. So he really hates pushback, And I'm just trying to understand what's your source, dude? Respect is earned here, bro, and you've lost a lot of it. So anything you assert, I need a source. Sorry, I don't care how long you've been playing. Anyway, he says, and then I reply, resists result in the mob resisting the proc. They do not lower the chance of the proc occurring at all. That's what seems right. Debuffs still help with the proc landing when it does proc? Doesn't mean that debuffs are useless. You saying that I'm implying that because I don't think magic resist makes a weapon's proc chance go down, therefore I don't believe in debuffs, is called a straw man. It's where you put a different, vaguely related but clearly inaccurate concept forward, as if that is what someone else is saying, and then ridicule them based on that false representation. You're one sour apple, man. You need to chill. And then he says, so you have never heard about partially resisted, I guess. Well, I have. And I say, of course, sir. Wouldn't question your vast wisdom and experience, sir, or ask what that has to do with the conversation, sir. Ah. Mr. Kavite. Dude. I don't know if you can hear me, but do you understand? Whether a nuke is partially resisted or not, I'm talking about the chance of the proc even happening. Not whether or not it's resisted, whether it even happens. Two separate things. Again, flamethrower with the car, right? And you directly asserted that magic resist not only gives a chance at resist or partial resist of the proc. It also reduces the chance of the proc even happening. And I simply said, that seems counterintuitive. It also goes against what Calmethar said. And he referenced the P99 wiki as his source because he said there's a page on it. So I was asking you, what's your source for this, sir? Now you are asserting that not only does magic resist allow the proc to be resisted, but it also affects the chance of there being a proc. Where are you getting this information? Because it is counter to what I have heard from Calmethar and what seems intuitive. And Calmethar is referencing the source of the P99 wiki. So please, tell me, where did you hear this? This is interesting. I guess magic debuffs don't mean anything, man. They're just in your head. I was having like a spaz attack because I, pushed back. Not surprised, dude. Not surprised. I might seem like I'm being harsh, but once I heard that this guy, stressed Classic out for like a couple months before Classic blocked him, I'm like, oh, okay, alright. This is something, there's a button that pushes me. Like, you can come at me all day, but when I like somebody, like, I feel like they're a good guy, like a friend, then I find out you've been stressing them out, like, mercy level reduced. Mercy level reduced, man. He's just, even when he's trying to be, he's not trying to, like, lash out. Everything he says, his way of communicating, is so condescending and disrespectful. And he's so quick to be, like, a total jerk. Well, I guess you've never heard of partial resist. Like, dude, I play caster classes. Who, as a caster class, has not seen a nuke land for, like, 5 damage and understood, oh, it was partially resisted? Like, he's basically just saying, oh, I guess you're stupid. And, like, you're not even hearing what I'm saying, dude. Proc chance, resist chance. Separate. Prove otherwise. That's all I'm saying. It's nothing to do with partial resists. Tripping. Tripping, you're tripping, brother. Let me help to check ya. Gonna help show you you're being an idiot. Just like I would want someone to do to me. Boom. I'm gonna make a CD. Well, you guys, today's Sunday. It's kind of like the family day. We should go out. It's getting to be about lunchtime. I'm going to have to call it in a few. If we could find a rep for me. Now, how am I doing on the buffs? Looks like I'm alright. We got level 34. I'm gonna turn off the game very soon, and then we do something. Oh my gosh, she's spicy woman. Spicy woman. Oh, the haste wore off the pet, but I'm okay with that because we're leaving in a second. They got a 30 enchanter coming on the way. So let me see, we got Breezer doesn't want it. Rogok and Trick both have haste. Doodle and Miracle both have clarity. That covers everybody. Sometimes the pet assist button, the pet will not attack. That's why I put some pauses in between. I think the pauses help. They give time for the previous, like, when it does slash assist the tank, there's probably a bit of a delay in there. So if it slash assists the tank, but it also says sends the pet to attack before it actually lands on that target, then I think the pet doesn't attack. So that's why I put in, what do I have here? I put in pause 2. So see, it says assist Rogok, pause 2, slash pet attack, pause 1, hide corpse all. I probably don't need the second pause, but I was like, hey, why not? And charm break. No, I think the new enchanter, if I'm having this much trouble at level 33, new enchanter's definitely going to have some trouble holding this bad boy down at 34. Don't really want to haste this guy. And then again, I kind of do. Okay, there we go. Pet goes in this time. Wow, somebody is kicking butt. Like, ripping these, nuking these things down hard. Here's my own contribution of nukage. So I've been doing a lot of nukage. Even though I'm claritying and hasting everybody and charming a pet, when the charm pet holds nicely, I still am bouncing off full mana. I was using my biggest nuke on every mob for a while, which is really great because I got a bunch of levels of evocation. We started at 133, and now we're up to 136. I guess I didn't get as many as I thought, but that's not bad, you know, because it doesn't seem to level very fast. Another charm break. Wow. Uh-oh. This motherfucker. He wants a piece. What is going on? Am I about to end this with a death? Is that what's about to happen? Oof. I don't know what happened there. But we almost died. Let's do our charm set, because that brings along with it a slow. Well, maybe we don't need the slow. Yeah, let's go back to nuke. Alright, well, we might end up having to just bounce. I'm sorry to say. Oh shoot, the warrior's getting his butt kicked. And another charm break. Wow. Wow, okay. Sympathetic aura is gonna drop. So anyway, yeah. Got some juicy stuff. Let's see if he has anything to say back to my snide remark. Not yet, probably. Oh, here's his last. Well, partial resist has a reason, and that reason is normally MR. Again, man. Question is about proc chance, not resists. Reread the comments you're not hearing. Again, man, questions about proc chance, not resists. As in, comma, the chance of the proc occurring at all, comma, not whether or not it's resisted. Seems pretty clear to me. I'll go all the way to... I go all the way. That's the thing. I'll go all the way. Why not? Got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll actually have a breakthrough. Maybe, I highly doubt it. Maybe be like, oh yeah, you're right, sorry. You know? I mean, we've all been there. We all get caught up in emotions and then we don't even hear like what someone's saying, you know? We've all been there. Oh, I just tried to buff the pet. Sometimes that happens when you use F keys to target yourself. Okay, we could use an obscure. Apparently, because we got pretty beaten down that last time. Send the pet in on this guy. Clarity's up and it's getting low on everybody, so let's hit it. Get in there, dude. Alright. No more haste for you, though. He seems almost like he's hasted. Still. %in. XP meter is saying about 30% an hour. Not great, not bad. Level 34. Next level is a hell level. And it is not going to be fun. For us. 4.5 hours, got nearly all my XP in 36. Not bad. So the Necro is 36 apparently. We didn't realize that. Looks like they might be getting a Bard. If there's something I'm missing in this little back and forth with Mr. Kavite, please let me know. I did not fully read Calmethar's comment, because he clearly said, well, not clearly, it was like multiple words, but he said, it was clearly, but it was long, that only the dex and something else affect weapon proc chance. And then I was like, well, what I'm wondering about is whether or not the magic resist affects weapon proc chance. And then he simplified it for my dumb self. I said, no, it doesn't. Only resist chance. And then Mr. Kavite came in and said, no, resist. He literally, like, directly says, no, resist affects both the chance of the proc being resisted and the proc chance itself. And I was like, oh, that seems counterintuitive. Where did you hear that? Seems pretty simple, straightforward question. And then he just went off, dude. Just went off. Not surprised, though. So all these new UI improvements really help with the enchanter. The spell set thing, really nice for switching between buffs, charming, and nuking spell sets right now. And I plan to specify group and solo, like G buff, S buff maybe, or maybe I'll just do, you know, buff nuke for solo, and then for groups I'll put G buff, G nuke, like that. It's just so much faster switching around. Looks like they're getting a shaman. To re-wrap me. So no more CC, but they'll have roots, right? They'll have roots. So now that we're 34, should be a little bit easier soloing here in the entrance area. Mobs will be one level lower than us. We'll have rune 3. We'll have a higher charisma. So we'll be pretty good. Pretty good. Dang, I don't know who was cooking these mobs so fast, but somebody is just ripping them. Somebody's just ripping them apart. Meditate went up to 173. I've been... Oh yeah, I did just level. Okay, I did. Forgot. There we go. See, throwing in a nuke. Tash, nuke, sit. And then already back to 92% mana. I guess it is about time for a new nuke. I still felt like Chaos Plus was a big nuke. But it's doing like 13, 14% H of the mob's HP at this point. Sanity Warp, the prior one, which you see up here on my nuke bar, because I'm really using my nuke bar for finishing off the mobs when I break charm. Sanity Warp usually is enough to do it, surprisingly. I think it does up to like 6 or 7% of the mob's HP. And honestly, what I do is I keep the target mob rooted, and I'll let one of the two mobs get down to like 5%, sometimes or less. Although I want to bump that up to 8 or 9%, because I've had a couple times where the pet died trying to do that, so I want to avoid that. But as long as I'm standing, the target mob is further from me, and my pet is closer to me, I can hit back, and then they'll instantly be out of combat range of each other. So I can get the HP really low, and then when I think another hit would be too much, then just hit back, and then they're no longer engaged as long as the target's rooted. So because of that, I've been able to save a ton of mana using just Sanity Warp, which is like my level 14 nuke or something like that. Not much mana at all. But when I'm just killing 4, which is the safest way to do it with the respawns this fast, don't have to worry so much about being super mana efficient. But if I'm really mana efficient, perhaps I could kill 6 spawns. That would be pretty cool. Dang, who is cooking these mobs? Is it the rogue? Like, who is ripping these mobs apart such fervor? Apparently the shaman is on the way. I can't find it in the group chat though, because everybody's chatting about something. So, nice little online battle today. I miss it. I miss having like bro friends, you know, over here in China. I used to have some bro friends that would, check you and say rude shit to you and stuff. It'd be real, you know. So I try to share that with others. If they don't think they like it, but I think it's good when someone's honest to you, even if it's not polite. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Chill out, bro. You're being a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? I think I think it's really good for you, even if it doesn't feel like it. I think in the end, it warms your heart. Warms the heart. My pet's doing a lot of rooting, which is cool. The cool thing about fighting down here is that your pets root the mobs for you. Although I'm not excited about it, to be honest, because if it's my route, I know how long it lasts. You know what I'm saying? Whereas when the pet roots, I have no idea when he rooted. I have no idea how long his roots even last. Are they more likely to wear off than my own? What is cool, though, is when you're using a ghoul against a ghoul, the target mob will root your pet for you. So you can just, you just break Invis, break Charm, and then the pet's already rooted. You don't have to worry about him charging at you. The bad thing about that is, so there's like a pros and con thing, is that I can no longer get the HP super low and then pull back out of combat range. I've got to take into consideration the length of my invisibility cast and think, okay, they're like at 15%. I better start casting now. And sometimes they stay at 15%, maybe even tick up to 16%. Other times maybe they die or almost dead. It's not as precise because I have to cast invisibility to break, and I can't pull the mobs away from each other. So, you know what I mean? All right. Groups asking for buffs. Alright, guys. Sorry. Kind of forgot I was recording. Just broke the charm on the pet. And we're leaving here. And that's it. 22% in. Catch you guys next time.